In case you missed the last few videos, we bought a boat for $100, moved it to a boatyard, got hauled out, sanded for weeks, and finally got the hull primed. It's time to sand everything again so we can finally start with the top coat.
Mixing this high quality Alexseal top coat paint is kind of like mixing a batter for baking. In this instance, we have 5 ingredients. We have the top coat base, we have the top coat converter, we have the roll additive, we have the accelerator, and we have the reducer. There's only a few milliliters of the accelerator and the roll additive, so I use a syringe to measure it accurately. You don't have to use accelerator, but the reason we do is because it gets cold at night and dew forms on all the outside surfaces. If dew forms or any moisture gets on the paint before it's fully cured, then it'll come out dull rather than shiny. Everything gets mixed at a very precise ratio, except for the reducer in the end, where you can vary the amount you add to an extent, depending on conditions and how you want the paint to flow out. Lastly, we strain out any small impurities that might have fallen in the paint while we're mixing, just so we get the smoothest surface possible. It's the day after our first coat of top coat, and as you can start to see, the whole, it came out amazing. It came out so good, so flat and shiny, and that looks really good. We got some little flies in here that we're kind of like trying to brush away before we're doing coat number 2, which we actually already started today. So we're inside the overcoat time period, and we're happy with how flat everything's coming out. No bubbles, all the bubbles laid out. So we're just overcoating without doing any sanding or anything like that, just to save us a step. If it cured enough, you can sand it just to try to get it a little smoother, but then you gotta sand the whole thing, then you gotta clean it again and all that. But
Heck no.
One recommendation that one of the Alexseal reps said is to maybe take one of the red Scotch-Brite pads and just kind of rub the whole hull with it, mainly so that you can see the next shiny coat that's going on. The coat that went on yesterday cured, it's like super shiny. He said it can be tough to see as you're putting on the next coat, but we said, well, let's just try it first and see if we're able to see, and if not, then we'll just kind of, I don't know. But
that would require a hole going over with the red Scotch-Brite and then a hole going over cleaning.
But honestly, can you see pretty well? I can see pretty well too. For us, for today, we can still see well, so
But I could see that if it was super sunny, it would just be so
I don't know. I was in the sun, and it actually, I thought it was helping more. Anyway, we're able to see it, so we're fine. Just want to give you guys a little update because we already started coat number 2 without having any cameras rolling or updating you guys or anything. This whole thing back here is coat number 2 on my side. And Sarah's doing her side. And yeah, it's going well, man. It's looking so good. Look at this. So there's a lot of things I want to tell you guys about our experience with this. I'm not going to do it right now. I'll do it later because I just mixed up another batch and it's just about time for the induction period to be up. So I got to put the reducer in and the accelerator, and then we'll get to it. So we got top coat number 2 on yesterday. We woke up today, it was super foggy and the whole boat was soaked. The hull itself looks pretty shiny still, so that's good. It means that the accelerator worked to make sure that everything was cured before it got, you know, the moisture on it, the dew and everything like that. The last part we did yesterday was the toe rails, and that gets the most of the dew anyway for some reason. When we wake up, it's just completely wet some mornings, so it's a little bit cloudy up here. But that's all right. We're gonna do one more coat today. It says 2 to 3 coats. So honestly, I think we could be done, besides if we want to redo like the toe rail or whatever. But I think we're gonna do one more coat. We'll go with that 3 coats.
Okay. I haven't talked to the camera much in a while. One thing I must say is painting your boat is not impossible. However, it is much more difficult than it's going to look in this 20-minute video, because this literally took us weeks. So don't be fooled, but also you can do it.
I also must say, like, this paint has been working out better than I thought it was. I was kind of skeptical because they have the little roll additive that we've been adding to allow you to roll it and not have to tip it. And then they have the accelerator that we've been adding. And they both have certainly been doing their job, because we do our little spot, go through it, you know, paint everything, go one last time with the roller, and it leaves a few little bubbles, and sure enough, by the time we get a few feet down, those bubbles have flattened out. We're getting into the low 60s during the day. I mean, yesterday was probably just about 60, not even much more over that, which is like the minimum they recommend painting. And with the accelerator, it's able to cure enough before it gets cold at night, because it's getting into like the 40s at night. I'm just impressed. Everything's doing its job, and it's going on really, really well.
We definitely need a 3rd coat.
Where?
This is all the blue is showing through.
Oh, really?
Also, you have not been going with the tip of your brush. Yeah, you've been skipping the corners. Billy, are you all of these
I thought that was your spot.
You have been doing the back.
All right, we'll get that done today.
Okay, 3 coats done and dusted, and now it is time to... What is it time to?
Take the tape off. The best part about painting a boat.
This has got me a little bit nervous, because like taping is so important, and like we had blue, so it had to be like perfect, and it's hard to do perfect. I just hope we don't have to touch anything up.
We're gonna do a blue navy boot stripe right here anyway, so I just taped it off even before the primer, just so we had a nice distinct line of where to start. So we'll tape it off again, and we'll do a nice navy boot stripe. But oh, it's gonna be the old ugly red stripe.
Yeah. I can't wait for this to be navy.
Oh my god, it's gonna look so good.
Next time on Tula's Endless Summer, we head up top to tackle the fly bridge. Then back down to the waterline where we paint a fresh new boot stripe. Join us for more sanding, painting, and battles with Mother Nature.
Like, how does that even happen? It's like the underside of the flare. Freaking.
See you next time.